Basically tonight what we're going to cover is just the containers, kind of like the meal plan. So let me lower my screen a little bit.
Are you just trying to show off your arms in this call, though?
It's not. I feel like it's at my chest. I feel very uncomfortable. Let me go get a sweater. I'm not even kidding. I feel really.
Oh my God.
Let me lower it more. Okay. All right. So let's go over these containers right here. They send you, I'll just lift them up. Okay.
Record.
They're going to send you 2 orange containers, guys. I don't really know why, because you're only ever allowed 1. So quickly, what I want to do is go over each container and exactly what you are allowed in the containers, because I feel like that's everyone's biggest problem. These books that you get, this is a 21-day fix extreme eating plan. They are like your Bible. If you are not reading these page for page, you're doing yourself a really, what's the word I'm looking for? Disjustice. Because it's like your new Bible. Anything you could possibly have a question for is in here. So let's take the orange container. The orange container are for your seed and any type of dressing that you want. There are in this book, and if you buy the 21-day Fixate, the cookbook, there are a ton of dressings in there also that you can put in here. As far as like seeds and nuts go, it does get a little confusing because you can use this container also. But this is dressings, like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. You can even put like almonds and things in here, but I would get like the almond slivers because you would maybe fit like 4 almonds in here. So
I thought almonds are in your blue one.
They are, but you can also put raw nuts in your orange. But it looks like, because if you look in the book here, it looks like they're little almond slivers.
Okay.
So, but like I said, you can also, like Alex just said, you can definitely use them in the blue. So let's go over the blue right now. I'm just going to turn to my page. Okay. The blue is my most favorite container in the whole wide world.
Too. I'm like,
right? And like this is a container, when you put the lid on it, it comes out the sides. This is also why I wanted to point out that the orange container can be used for nuts also, because this container right here is what you put cheese in. It's what you put avocado in, hummus in, and any kind of nut will also go in this container. And you're only allowed 1 blue container, I believe, no matter what your, matter what your weight group is, you're only allowed 1 of these babies.
So you have to decide between avocado and almonds, which may be one of the hardest decisions of your life.
Or you can get the almond slivers and put them in here, but then you don't really have any dressing. I know. Okay. So I made, in our group, I think I posted the pizzas that I made. Maybe I didn't, but I'll post them in the group.
No, haven't.
I'll post them in the group today. What I did with these pizzas, I use mozzarella and feta cheese on my pizza. I really like the taste of feta, but I feel like it doesn't cover a pizza fully. So I did half mozzarella and half feta. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys this is because you could technically fill half of this up with hummus. That is like a tablespoon, because I think this comes out to 2 tablespoons. And then you could,
I'm taking notes.
Oh, and then you could do 1/8 of an avocado, because you're allowed 1/4 of the avocado. But if you want to split your yellow container, you do not have to choose between hummus and avocado. You're only allowed 1 tablespoon of hummus instead of 2, and 1/8 of avocado instead of 1/4. Nutrition is where I tend to excel at. And that's why, if you want awesome results, message me, because I really have the food part down. I eat a lot. Ask Alex. I'm constantly eating. Okay, here goes your orange container. So a lot of us, this is probably the 1 container you're allowed the most. So if your plan says you're allowed 5 of these containers, then you don't, a lot of coaches have, challengers, I'm sorry, have the misconception that like you have to eat out of these containers. These are just measuring cups. So if you're eating spinach, then fill it half up and dump it out. One thing I like to do is eat, and I like to eat a lot. So I make a lot of stir fry, like onions and peppers. Why? You can fit a lot in this little container. And I will chop stuff up really small, and if it fits in this bad boy, I'm eating it. Another reason why I want to point this out, I stalk Autumn's page. So I recommend that a lot of you, Autumn is the creator of the 21 Day Fix, go to her Facebook page. She has so much knowledge on there. If you are really, really hungry, because it's going to take a couple days to shrink your stomach down to its normal size, and you really, really want to cheat with a green container. Cheat with a green vegetable. If it's midnight and you're starving, eat some broccoli, eat some spinach. And if you need something a little bit more, I highly recommend maybe half a container of egg whites and some spinach if you absolutely must eat before you go to bed. You're not consuming any carbs, so you're not really going to store any fat before you go to sleep. Next container, let's just go on with the red.
Do you think it's okay to do a Shaco at night? If you make it with water?
Ideally, yeah. I think you absolutely you could.
That's it's really helped me.
Yeah, no, I would do, but let's say you're doing the countdown to competition plan where you're allowed a shake. However, I would not do it because usually someone doing that's doing the countdown to competition plan, it's for like a goal, like maybe you're going to a reunion, maybe you're doing a bikini competition, I don't really know. Then I would not recommend a shake before bed because of the carbs in it. But anybody else, absolutely. If you want something sweet.
I mean, most people are following the regular 21 day. So for me, what has really helped me, especially I have a sweet tooth, and I asked you guys what you struggled with a couple days ago. Like attracts like, so a lot of my challengers have bad sweet tooth too. Chocolate Shakeology has been a game changer for me. And if you really have that craving late at night and you need something, I would definitely mix up a chocolate Shakeology, even if it's an extra one, because it's going to nip that craving in the bud and you feel like you got your chocolate fix. And there's also tons of recipes you can do too. Just be careful because then you're getting into, if you're using almond milk, that's a yellow. So I mix my Shakeology with water now, but it did take me some time to work up to that.
Yeah, me too. You know what one I really like with just water? It's honestly just ice, just water, shake it up in my shaker, is the cafe latte. I love that with just ice. Oh my goodness, guys, it is so good. And I would definitely, if I had a sweet tooth, I would definitely drink that at night before bed. And even if honestly, if I had a sweet tooth and I wanted ice cream, I would put like a quarter of a banana in there with a whole bunch of ice and my vegan chocolate Shakeology, just like ice cream. It's so good. Especially for those that do the powdered peanut butter, like what's it called? The powdered peanut butter I'm talking about. Yeah, I have like Quest peanut butter protein that my sister used to get, and I just used to steal some from her. Oh my goodness, it tasted just like peanut butter ice cream. It was amazing. So if you have a sweet tooth, definitely drink the Shakeology before bed. That's so much better than even eating an extra piece of fruit. Do the Shakeology. If you don't have a sweet tooth and you just like going to bed with a full belly, which is like me, then I will make egg whites with spinach on the stove. It's probably like 60 calories, if even that, guys, maybe even 50, because you're only filling this up halfway. And with the red container, you can do 2 regular eggs in here, or you can do a whole container of egg whites. If you've ever put a whole bunch of egg whites in this red container, it's a lot of food. Have you ever done it before, Alex? Filled up the red container with egg whites? You guys, it's a lot to eat. Sometimes, like even for me, because I like to eat a lot.
I don't eat as much as you.
Yeah, Alex doesn't eat at all. So if you're someone like me.
Yes, I do.
No, like when we go away on trips together, I'm like, Alex, I'm hungry again. And she makes me feel bad. She's like, didn't you just eat? And I'm like, yeah, 2 hours ago.
Yeah, but my downfall is late at night, and I know that's a lot of us, and I know that's a lot of women. And sometimes we're eating for the problem is, see, I need to eat more, and I'm always working on improving that because I don't eat enough during the day. I get busy or drink enough water, even more importantly. And then I cannot stand being hungry before bed. Like, I can't stand that. Like, when I'm doing a cleanse, that's the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't sleep if I'm like hungry. Like, it's just an awful feeling for your stomach to be like you feel, I don't like that feeling. So a lot of the times that's my downfall, and I'll eat at night because I can't stand being hungry. So Monica is better about that, eating more during the day and being prepared like that, and eating and drinking enough water during the day. So come nighttime, you are not famished and making, even if you're not making bad choices. That's the thing. Like, I eat really clean now, but I still can eat at the wrong times, and I still can overeat. So it's
on almond butter. She does it all the time.
I do it like every night.
You know what I have learned that's really helped me, because I'm a huge binge eater. So if I'm eating at night, guys, it's not an apple and peanut butter. It's like a whole container of Oreos, 3 bowls of cereal. So because I'm so extreme with my eating, I can't. If I'm in a challenge group or I have a goal, no, I just can't do it, because if I give in one time, it's going to happen again and again. It's going to take me like a week to get back on track, and that really sucks. So
that's great for you guys to know that, because you could resonate either with Monica or I. Yeah. I've never had a binge problem, but I struggle with different things. And if you're a mom and you're busy, I just tend to put myself on the back burner, and it's a lot of my purpose and my why is to put me first. My husband's always yelling at me. He will like make me breakfast and see me doing like a million other things. He's like, sit down and eat, because then I'm starving later. But a lot of the time we're eating later at night of emotional issues. And that's how you're going to get into binge eating. You are not hungry. You are filling something up that's bothering you. Mm-hmm. I heard this trick once that I need to do it more often, but for all of us, is kind of stop. And another thing, like, I had a challenge the other night, and she's like, well, I need to treat myself, and I'll work out harder. I've got to tell you guys, I was in that cycle my whole life. You can't work off bad nutrition.
We talked about exercise.
You can't exercise. This nutrition, and why we're trying to focus in more and more into our challenge groups, Monica and I, is we've learned the hard way that it is your results. It's 90%. I can tell you, even if I didn't work out this whole week and I did the competition plan, I would still have results. Yeah. Like, even if I didn't work out, you're working out as your extra bonus for your toning and getting the goals you want, but your results as far as weight loss and as far as feeling good and as far as all of that is 90, if not more % nutrition. There's no getting around it. There's no eating the day before, the night before, and saying, well, I'm going to work out harder. That's great. You're going to work out harder, but you're not going to work out that meal. Does that make sense? Right, Monica? Do you agree?
No. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, that makes total sense to me, because here's the thing. A lot of times I'll have challengers that will say, Monica, I'm not overeating and I'm not having results. You are. You're overeating at some part during the day, because let's face it, you guys all have heard of people that are anorexic, right? Those are the ones that don't eat at all, and all they do is exercise. If you don't eat at all and all you're doing is exercising, you're going to look anorexic. If you're not eating at all, if you're eating at wrong parts during the day and exercising, you are going to gain weight or not lose weight, because you're consuming your calories either all at night. So you're going all day without eating.
That's what I do.
You're mindlessly eating. These containers, if you follow this 100%, they will work. But you cannot have an extra tablespoon of peanut butter. You cannot eat a half-eaten chicken nugget off your kid's plate. You can't have an extra half a banana. This is not an extreme diet. And what I mean by that, we're not looking for you to lose 5 to 8 pounds a week. We're looking for maybe 2. And because this is not an extreme diet, if you take that extra tablespoon of almond butter before bed, guys, and you consistently do that every single night, you're going to gain weight. In fact, I've read in my husband's fitness muscle building magazines, that's actually what bodybuilders do to bulk up. They just eat peanut butter before bed. So all those late night almond butter eaters, yes, that's why you're gaining weight. It's that simple. You cannot get off this plan. And like I said, if you're going to cheat, your best bet one night is spinach and egg whites. The next night, maybe a Shakeology. But if you're consistently having a Shakeology every night before bed, guys, you're probably not going to have as great of results. So that extra Shakeology or these extra containers are only if you need to. It's not an every single night type of thing, or you're not going to have great results. All right, so let me move on to this container. This is probably all of our next favorite container. It's the yellow. It's our carbs. One thing that I do, I eat oatmeal every single day, and I'm not really sure if you're supposed to fill this before or after the oatmeal's cooked. So, before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's good to know, because I've been filling it before, but I don't fill it all the way because I feel like once it cooks, it gets bigger.
It's filling it before, and I learned that too. It's also like popcorn. I used to think I could only have that once it was popped in there, but it's actually the seeds in there. Okay, like seeds, clean, obviously no butter. That's self-explanatory. You pop that, and that's the amount you're allowed of that carb.
That's a lot. And you know what? Technically speaking, guys, if you buy grass-fed butter, that counts as your teaspoon because it's a healthy fat.
Right. So you could do that. Or what I do is my favorite, I'm a popcorn junkie. I do that, the kernels in there, and then I melt in the orange coconut oil. Melt that, pour it over sea salt and pepper. And that's like a treat to me.
Oh my goodness, Alex. I mean, I knew popcorn was whole grain, but yeah, I didn't know. You know how much popcorn that can make? Wow.
A lot. A good little bowl for yourself. I mean, I don't recommend doing popcorn all the time. You'll even read it in your book. Even though it's a yellow and it's a carb, if I have a soulmate, it's a carb. I love them like it's nobody's business.
This is my soulmate, the healthy fat.
Yeah, I kind of love them both, but no, I would still choose carbs. Like I could probably eat oatmeal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So she talks about, though, like when popcorn is like twice a week max, even though it's a carb, even though if you get, the organic, whatever, it's still, you want to limit that. You still want, some examples of carbs. Examples, oatmeal. Like you could have oatmeal every morning, filling up that.
Sweet potatoes.
Well, if you have one, obviously you can't fit a bread in there, but it's one piece. So that's why, like Monica was saying, it's important that beyond just looking at these containers, you have to read over your 21-day book, because you can't just be like, oh, well, I can have popcorn every night in this yellow. No, you won't be having the results you want. And you can even replace it with a glass of red wine for my winos out there like myself. But again, you don't do that every day. I save that, and that is like my weekend treat, is a glass of red wine can replace one carb in your yellow. But again, that's like one day out of the week, not every night, or you're not going to have any results. Trust me, I've tried.
I never knew that about popcorn. See, I've been doing this for so long. Okay, and then we have our, I think we pretty much covered the yellow. There's certain things you can eat every day and certain things you can't.
Yeah, you want to read that over and see.
Well, like technically, guys, here goes another thing too. In a yellow, you could have like red potatoes. I do not recommend having red potatoes every single night, because you have complex carbs and then you have like dense carbs. You're going to eat a lot of your complex carbs every day, like oatmeal, sweet potato, things like that. Even like certain breads. And I probably, if I was allowed 2 of these a day, I would not eat a piece of bread and red potatoes all in one day. I would probably do oatmeal and then maybe red potatoes for dinner. And then the next day, if I did a slice of bread for breakfast, I would do like a sweet potato for my next carb. I mean, if you have any questions as far as like good carbs and bad carbs, Google. Google is like your best friend. This is pretty self-explanatory. Here, I mean, in some things, like I was told one thing, you look at the container, it's not an exact science. For example, if you're eating a big banana, bananas have a lot of sugar. You could probably fit, if you cut it up small enough, a really big banana in here. A huge banana is actually 2 fruit servings. When you look at her book, it's a small banana. So, like, there's certain things, if you put, like, a whole bunch of spinach in your green cup, it's not a big deal. It's like 30 calories. But if you're going to have, like, use bananas and you're allowed 3 or 4 purple containers and you're eating 3 or 4 large bananas a day, it's going to add up. Like, there are certain fruits high in sugar that you can absolutely have, but it wouldn't, like, pineapple's another one. You can have pineapple, but I would choose between pineapple and banana that day. Like, a lot of your berries are really sweet, but they're not as high in sugar. Like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, you can eat those every single day. If that makes sense to you guys. Now let's talk about, Alex kind of talked about this a little bit. There are certain things that you can have a few times a week. Wine was being one of them. Isn't there a little chocolate thing too, Alex? Like I have the
chocolate's actually going to be in your your orange.
Yeah, I think you're not allowed every night, but I have the wrong book. I think it's in the regular 21-day fix. She has like a little mixture of chocolate chips, nuts, and I think some coconut. And you're allowed to
dark chocolate, like a little piece of dark chocolate.
Yeah.
But again, that is in your orange. That's the size you want.
Yeah, guys, it's so little. But I think you're only allowed to have it like 3 times a week. It's not an every night type of thing.
Okay, like for me too, I want to tap on this because we hear things like that and we're like, yay, so I can do this. Like Monica just talked about, there's certain things that like she just can't have or she's going to overeat them. Mm-hmm. And that's how I am with chocolate. So it's like I either make a decision to totally take it off the realm until I've completed or reached a certain goal. I mean, I'm all about treating myself. My favorite thing is frozen yogurt. But some things like chocolate, like I can't have that little amount. I would rather not have any. That's the thing. Like I would rather just make a cup of tea and go to bed, because one little piece in that orange is just going to make me want more. There are certain things that you're just going to have to eliminate if you know that. Like I'm the same way with dried mango. There's no way I can have a purple cup of it. I'm going to eat a whole bag. It's just what's going to happen. It's knowing yourself. It's knowing what like that addiction is too, and realizing that like there are some things I can just have a little bit of and be satisfied, but there's certain things I'm not. So for me, know your personality and know that if that is something that you struggle with, and honestly, personally, like Monica said, I feel like for the next 21 days, just take it right out. And when 21 days is up, and you've reached those goals, that's why it's so important that you just have some concrete, realistic, obtainable goals. Then treat yourself, until you go back on your realm again. That's what I suggest.
No, and it's definitely doable because these containers, guys, are teaching you how to eat correctly. One thing I want to talk about really quick before I go into teaspoons and replacing containers with certain food groups. I'll mark that off right here so I can find it. Okay. So let's say you want chicken salad. And I know a lot of people are really confused on the containers. So chicken salad, you're going to fill half the container up with chicken. You can cut it up into small little cubes. The other half you're going to fill with Greek yogurt. That equals 1 red container. Then if you want to add some nuts to it, well, you don't need a lot of nuts for your chicken salad. So if I were to use a few almonds, I would probably use almond slivers and put them in the yellow, because this is a little container, but you don't need a lot of them. If I wanted to put like a couple craisins, if I were just adding a few craisins in there for flavoring, like 5 of them, or raisins, I probably wouldn't count them as like how many calories really are in 5 craisins. But if you're going to add like a huge handful, then yeah, you really need to count that as a purple container. And I would not eat raisins every single day because they have so much sugar in them. But when everything was said and done, that would be a red container, and it would be half or a whole of an orange container. Now, if you wanted to put that in a wrap, then it would be a yellow container also. If you wanted to eat that in a lettuce leaf, which is what I personally would do with it, that lettuce leaf, I wouldn't even count. It's one lettuce leaf. It's about 7 calories, and it's mostly water. I would definitely not count that as a green. So would you think that sounds pretty accurate, Al?
Yes.
Okay. The next thing is are the teaspoons. Now, I know a lot of you are like, oh my goodness, 4 teaspoons. Why am I allowed so many? That's not tablespoons, guys. It's teaspoons. And 2.5 equal 1 tablespoon. Those are going to be things like your almond butter, your coconut oil, your olive oil. So if you're having a salad, but you put a tablespoon of peanut butter in your shake and you're only allowed like 4 teaspoons, you only have 1.5 left. So if you're making a salad, that oil is not going to go a long way. So just be really mindful. A lot of people say to me, oh, how am I going to eat the teaspoons? Well, if you're sauteing any kind of vegetables, I'm sure you use an olive oil or coconut oil. And a teaspoon is not a lot. When I saute my stuff, it's probably at least 2 teaspoons, at least. Now, the last thing I kind of, we wanted to cover with you guys, and Alex kind of talked about that, replacing containers with food groups. 2 times a week, you can replace one of your yellow container portions with a beverage from the list provided. That is all of your milks. It also includes coconut water, coconut milk. If you're using the P90X Results in Recovery, those are just things to be mindful about. You can't have milk every single day on this plan. Now, Autumn did say on her website, for those that do not like Shakeology with just water, if you are using the 30-calorie almond milk, she said that you can have that every day. Like when she said that on her page, I was like praising Jesus. I was so happy.
But
I wasn't a fan.
Is almond milk considered a yellow?
It normally would be considered a yellow, but she said that it's just 30 calories. Now, if you're doing the 121, then of course, guys, like you have to be realistic. But she said it's just 30 calories. If you want to have it every single day with your shake, she doesn't think that's going to derail you from your results. What else? Oh, there are free foods, which are basically any kind of herb and spice. Garlic. Garlic is so amazing when you saute that with your vegetables. I use a ton of garlic. And I also think that vegetable broth. I'm pretty sure vegetable broth is a free one, isn't it?
Yes.
I saute all of my veggies in vegetable broth. I don't use oil. You don't have to. And it gives it so much flavor with a little bit of garlic in there, guys. It's really
a good idea. Instead of oil, eh?
Yeah, I got that idea from the 3-Day Refresh because that's one of the meals on there. Vegetable. I mean, you're not allowed like half a cup of vegetable broth. You're only allowed like I think like 1/4 a cup or something like that. But it's more than enough to cook everything. I think that's pretty much it, unless Joella has some questions.
And then we'll take this and we'll post it for everybody that can.
Good. Thank you so much.
Really? You're good with your containers and everything, and you know how to combine them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Joella, I just want to say congrats. And from the last challenge, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Welcome.
She works hard at her fitness.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it's good talking to everyone. I'll post this recording in the group unless Alex has anything else to cover.
No, just things like sometimes I think too, I've seen a lot of people, especially in this group, this is their your very first challenge. For a lot of you, you're giving up things like soda. That's someone giving up coffee. I don't know why, but no, I'm just joking. I would never give up coffee. I gave it up once.
I did.
Terrible. But for soda drinkers, I know that initial giving up is just so hard. And what I want to encourage you is that, try to view your Shakeology right now as your soda. It's going to give you just as much energy, fuel you up, feel just as good without so many bad side effects. And the first 3 to 4 days is just terrible. It really is. There's just no getting around it. If you're starting this week, starting tomorrow, prepare yourself that you're going to have a headache. Maybe you want to take some medicine, some Advil, some Motrin for that. That's okay to get you through that first 3 days. But it is so worth it. Just stay strong, stay the course, put some, I'm a huge headache recoverer. Like I had a migraine every single day until I started this lifestyle. Shakeology has completely like saved my life that way, but it didn't happen overnight. Okay. It takes some time. It was like a good month of consistent Shakeology. So I'm a Shakeology just nut. I'm so passionate about it because it's done so many things besides change my body. But it's not a quick fix. It's not a diet pill. You know, you're not going to that guru diet doctor and getting a shot and you're just not going to be hungry. It is true nutrition at its max form and dense dose of nutrition, and it's going to take consistency. So please don't be like, it's no big deal if I skip Shakeology today. It's a really big deal. We need you to commit to the process to have the best results, but not just the best results. For you to feel your best, you have to get your shake in every single day, somewhere in your day. Don't skip it. And drink a lot of water. And I know for people that are not water drinkers yet, it's difficult in the beginning. So what I recommend you do is switching it up, sprucing it up, and having some fun with it. And it tells you that in the book too. You can add different fruits to give you different flavors. When I first started drinking a lot of water, I'm obsessed with water now, and I can drink it plain. But I would always add like oranges, lemons. There's different ones in the book. I believe that you can do mint and something else, and it's all free as far as your containers. So look at those and change up your water if it's getting boring to you, because you have to drink it. And you can't be adding in those artificial things. I know a lot of that junk is out there. A lot of people use them as far as those crystal lights. Oh. That stuff is just filled with chemicals and artificial carcinogenics. None of that for 21 days. So if you have to get funky with it, be fresh, be some fresh fruit, and just know it's worth it. But I want to encourage not skipping Shakeology, not even for a day. You should be at the end of your month and your bag be like you're trying to get the last little bit out of it, like we do, because it should be gone. Okay.
And it is so true, guys. And the thing is, you've been eating so much crap for so long, your body is definitely going to detox because you are that food junkie. And just like Alex said, I have so many times people tell me like they're staying with the plan, but the challenge is over and they still have a lot of Shakeology left. Well, I'm not stupid. I know you're not drinking it every day. And trust me, I get the price of Shakeology. If it was not worth every cent, I would not drink it every day, nor would my family. We do 3 to 4 bags a month. And like Alex, I was on Imitrex for my migraines. It did not work. I was on so many different migraine medications that did not work. It took a good month, but drinking it every single day, not skipping one day, I no longer take anything for my migraines. I maybe, in the 3 years I've been on Shakeology, had 2 migraines. And I used to have to miss work. The only thing that would relieve the pressure was vomiting. My food cravings were cut down by 80%. But it took about a month of me being on Shakeology every single day for me to say, oh my goodness, how am I able to walk away from that chocolate cake? I mean, the urge was still there, but before I had to have it. There was no way around it. I needed it like crack. Shakeology, absolutely 1000% is what helped me get the results that I've had. So.
Yeah. So hopefully everyone has shopped today. Today was shopping. You were to print out those lists from the files. Sometimes I really don't get to, just with being as busy as I am with the kids, I don't get to shopping and prepping. So my routine is that I shop usually on Sunday and I prep most of my food come Monday afternoon for my whole week. So if you didn't get everything done, that's okay. And if you have any more questions about just prep and maybe some things to prepare, please just post below this video. So we're going to add this video into the group. It's not an assignment. It's not a post. It's just for anybody that wanted some extra help with their containers. And then tomorrow, Monica starts posting for day 1 of your 21 days.
Boom.
Always feel free to ask questions in here or message your personally sponsored coach, or always know you can message Monica and I, even if we're not your personally sponsored. Okay, we help, we work as a team. So if your coach is Monica and you can't get a hold of her, you are more than welcome to ask me and vice versa. Okay?
All right. Thanks, Joella, for being on.
Thank you so much. Have a nice night.
You too. See you at the gym.